In this era of technological obsession, many people admire leaders in the technology sector, who are often seen as rock stars. One such person is Nikola Tesla, a Serbian-American engineer and physicist who made numerous advances in the generation, transmission, and use of electric power. He invented the first alternating current motor and pioneered the development of AC generation and transmission technology. Despite his many accomplishments, Tesla was not successful in turning his inventions into long-term financial success, unlike his rival Thomas Edison. This video will tell you about Tesla's last message and his predictions for future generations, as revealed in old documents. Tesla had many mind-blowing predictions for the future, some of which even came true. As a child, he had visions and light flashes that allowed him to imagine inventions in detail without needing to sketch them out. Tesla attributed his interest in inventions to his mother, who created small home appliances in her spare time and passed her ability to recall images from memory accurately to her son. Nikola Tesla had a strong passion for engineering from a young age, despite his father's wishes for him to follow in his footsteps as a priest. To attend the Technical College of Graz in Austria, Tesla had to survive a bout of cholera as a teenager, and he reportedly worked long hours, from 3 in the morning until 11 at night, every day. His professors were concerned about his health, but Tesla possessed an extraordinary mind, speaking 8 languages and performing calculus in his head. Though he began as a good student, he left school early to travel throughout Europe and eventually settled in Budapest, working as an electrician for a telephone company. Tesla's interest in wireless data transmission led to various theories and designs, with the goal of going beyond Guglielmo Marconi's achievement of transmitting Morse code across the Atlantic. Tesla boldly asserted that wireless technology would one day enable the global transmission of music, video, documents, and telephone signals. While he didn't achieve this in his lifetime, his prediction came true with the development of the internet in the early 1990s. Tesla also predicted the future in a 1926 interview with Collier's magazine, discussing his concept of technology that could transmit images, music, and video across the globe, and coining the term pocket technology. He may have even foreseen the development of the smartphone nearly a century before it was created. In the interview, titled "When Woman is Boss," Tesla expressed his belief that wireless technology would help women improve their education and employment prospects, and ultimately lead to their overtaking men as the dominant sex. While it may be challenging to draw a direct connection between technology and women's social and political liberation, it is undeniable that women are rising to leadership positions worldwide, aided in part by their use of technology to spread awareness of international issues and movements like the #MeToo campaign and girls' right to education. The ongoing struggle for gender equality may ultimately result in a new sex order with women as the dominant gender. Tesla showed off a wireless remote-controlled boat at an electrical exhibition in Madison Square Garden, New York in 1898. He astounded onlookers with this new technology, harnessing the power of wireless communication, robotics, and logic gates. His 4-foot-long antenna-equipped boat maneuvered around a dot of water while flashing lights made it appear magical. Tesla envisioned a variety of uses for remote-controlled machines, including military applications. However, he also believed that providing free electricity would benefit those struggling with deprivation and poverty. He started constructing a wireless communication tower on the American East Coast in 1901 to send energy across the Atlantic, but unfortunately, it was never finished due to financial constraints. The tower was partially built in 1904 in Shoreham, Long Island, New York, thanks to Tesla's work on a power generator that could transmit energy wirelessly. It had a spherical top that was 68 feet in diameter and 187 feet high. Curiously, the United States destroyed the tower in 1917, rumored to be used by German spies. Nikola Tesla also predicted electric cars and autopilot in an interview as early as 1898. He proposed the construction and public exhibition of an automobile carriage that would perform a variety of operations involving something akin to judgment. Tesla also envisioned planes that could travel without the need for fuel, thanks to the capability of long-distance energy transmission without wires. Tesla believed that wireless energy would revolutionize transportation and communication. He predicted that flying machines powered by wireless energy would allow people to travel quickly and efficiently across the globe, without the need for traditional fuels. He also believed that wireless energy would bring people closer together, by eliminating the need for international borders and fostering mutual understanding. Additionally, Tesla worked on a weapon that he hoped would end all wars, but this idea was never fully realized. Finally, he also predicted the development of flying cars, which would alleviate traffic congestion in cities. When civilization exchanges, wheels for wings. He relocated to Paris in 1882 to work for Thomas Edison's electric company's French division. He began by installing indoor lighting. But after the managers became aware of his abilities, they hired him to do more challenging work such as designing and constructing dynamos and motors. Soon he was traveling across Europe troubleshooting issues at other Edison branches. Tesla's manager extended an employment offer to him at the Edison Machine Works in New York City. 2 years later in 1884 he agreed, but his money was stolen on the boat ride over. So he only had 4 cents in his pocket when he arrived in America. Tesla at first thought highly of Edison. Edison was also impressed by Tesla, later saying, "I have had many hard-working assistants, but you take the cake." This mutual admiration, however, didn't last. The two men disagreed on the best way to deliver and contain electricity. Edison preferred direct current, a system in which the flow of electric charge is unidirectional. Tesla was more fond of alternating current, in which the electric charge regularly reverses direction. Alternating current AC can transmit power further and provide more power. It explains why direct current DC powers more compact devices like flashlights, while AC powers our homes and other large appliances. However, since he held all the patents for direct current, Edison didn't care about AC because it might have reduced the sales of DC regardless of how the story ended. Tesla quit and left to start his own electric company. The following year in 1885, Edison reportedly said to him, "You don't understand our American humor." However, his investors lacked enthusiasm and decided to acquire both the business and all of Tesla's patents. They were able to do this because Tesla had given the company the patent in exchange for stock that was now worthless. And Tesla had to take a job at digging ditches for $2 per day after losing his company in order to survive. But things that would turn around for him, Tesla created an alternating current powered induction motor. In 1887, the motor was the most effective method of converting electrical energy into mechanical power. Elon Musk's Tesla cars, which bear his name, are powered by a variation of it. George Westinghouse, a significant player in the electric industry, was drawn. Tesla's AC motor after he patented it and displayed it the following year. The American Institute of Electrical Engineers Westinghouse realized that Tesla's AC motor might be just what he needed to finish his alternating current system and compete against Edison's DC system. In order to further promote the use of renewable energy sources, Tesla founded his own company in 1891, which focused on developing and improving electric motors and generators that utilized alternating current. He named the company after himself and worked tirelessly to make his vision of wireless energy transmission a reality. However, during his lifetime, Tesla faced a number of setbacks and financial difficulties. One of the most significant of these was when his financial backer, J.P. Morgan, pulled out of a deal to fund Tesla's ambitious Wardenclyffe Tower project, which was intended to transmit wireless electricity over long distances. This setback ultimately led to the project's failure and Tesla's personal bankruptcy. Despite these challenges, Tesla's contributions to the field of electrical engineering have had a lasting impact, and his ideas continue to inspire scientists and engineers to this day. With their money, Tesla established his financial independence and launched several new projects in New York, where he hosted visits from the rich and famous, including Mark Twain, a close friend and one of the greatest American authors of all time. This was his period of many inventions. The Tesla coil, a device that can generate significant amounts of high-voltage electricity, is among his best-known creations. He found that he could send and receive strong radio signals when the coils resonated the same frequency. But when Tesla was about to transmit his first radio signal, tragedy struck in 1895. A fire destroyed his laboratory. He lost years of research and tools. It took Tesla 2 years before the radio was the subject of a patent application. His life spiraled downward after the fire, which would mark a turning point. Guillermo Marconi, an Italian businessman, was working on the radio in England at the same time that he was. He attempted to obtain US patent rights but was denied because his invention was too similar to Tesla's. However, everything changed in 1901, when Marconi used 17 of Tesla's patents to transmit the first transatlantic radio message, ushering in a new era. Then Edison decided to support Marconi financially. Tesla had no issue with Marconi's accomplishments, but there was no violation of property rights. The U.S. Patent Office abruptly changed its mind in 1904 and gave Marconi a patent for the development of the radio. The solid financial support Marconi received may help to explain why this choice was made, even though no explanation has ever been provided. It was only because of Tesla's work that Marconi was able to win the Nobel Prize in Physics. In 1911, furious Tesla filed a lawsuit against Marconi. Years of court proceedings resulted in a settlement in Tesla's favor that was only reached after his passing. The rest of Tesla's career suffered due to that radio incident. For instance, Tesla was driven to make wireless communication a reality and constructed the enormous Wardenclyffe Tower, wireless transmission tower in Long Island, New York. He pictured a world in which we could communicate wirelessly. However, many of his inventions were impossible to construct, those comprised of wireless transmission of electricity, the thought camera and the death rate. He also wanted to make an earthquake machine that could create artificial earthquakes. Scientists could have used it to find essential minerals inside the earth. Once more, he was far ahead of his time. However, financial backers lacked sufficient confidence in his project and instead withdrew their support and invested in another inventor's radio invention. This left Tesla bankrupt in 1905, and he was forced to abandon his visionary project, ultimately losing the Wardenclyffe Tower to foreclosure. As a result, Tesla's mental state deteriorated, and in 1933, he spent his final 10 years as a consultant for Westinghouse Corporation. Despite living rent-free, he passed away in debt, despite his lifelong struggles and achievements. In his last message to his mother, Tesla expressed sadness and dreariness, feeling as though his years of service to mankind had brought him nothing but insults and humiliation. He also shared his fear of losing his mind, unable to confide in his doctor whom he no longer trusted. Despite these struggles, Tesla continued to dream and hear voices, including a beautiful Moorish chant, lament, or prayer that he couldn't determine if it came from within or outside of him. After his mother passed away, Tesla wrote her a letter apologizing for choosing paths that led him away from her and expressing his frustration with people who refused to understand the potential of his inventions. He suspected that someone had burned down his downtown laboratory, destroying all of his formulas and writings, and believed that Mr. Edison was responsible. Tesla became indifferent and barely recognized himself. Despite facing numerous setbacks and challenges throughout his life, Tesla remained dedicated to advancing science and technology for the betterment of humanity. He was a brilliant inventor and his contributions have shaped the modern world as we know it today. However, Tesla's financial struggles were not due to a violation of property rights, but rather his own choices and priorities. He was not motivated by money and often made decisions that were not financially advantageous for himself. Nevertheless, Tesla's impact on society and science cannot be denied, and his legacy lives on today through his inventions and the inspiration he provides to future generations.